Hello, Leo. So, what's coming through for you today is this going through for some of you. It's coming through as it feels like you are taking responsibility for something either more immature or something smaller than you, something that's dependent on you. For some of you, it's going to be animals. Particularly, I'm sort of I sit on like a white soft furry blanket when I do these readings, as I was kind of tuning in, I was kind of rubbing the furry wall. That's from Getting to the Greek. It's a silly Russell Brand movie, but I'm kind of touching the fur and it feels really soft and nice. So for some of you, there's something to do with animals. You may have pets that you have responsibility for. For others of you, it's going to be children. I'm just really noticing. Can you see how the sun has a face and it kind of looks that kid's like having the time of their life. Like they're just kind of doing what feels good, but then there's this parental energy that's kind of like, should you really be doing that? So this was confirmed for me by just as I was writing these notes down outside. I could hear a woman shouting. Her young daughter presumably had it sounded like they got out of a car and the girl had made a run for it, so the mum was like shouting like, stop, come back. So there's this kind of like almost like thoughtless recklessness of children, right? Children just want to have fun, they want to do what feels good, they don't pay a lot of attention to kind of what's going on around them, the dangers around them, the the things that could go wrong. It's just like, this feels good, I'm going to do it. So then there's this other energy. Now you could be either one, but there's this other energy that's kind of like, are you sure that's a good idea? It feels like this energy is just keeping an eye on this person, just making sure they're all right, making sure they're not taking they're not doing anything too risky. It's like maybe it's like a parent watching a child in the garden. The child's kind of climbing trees, doing some digging, running around, and it's like, well, this is all fine, but when they start to get a bit too close to the pond, or if they climb too high in that tree, it's time for that parent to step in and intervene. So it's either like a protectiveness, either you being protective about children or animals around you, or somebody's protecting you because they see you as almost reckless or immature or needing supervision, is the way it's coming through. So yes, that's what I have for you. I don't have any songs. Everybody's kind of had songs that I've kind of picked up on or tuned into as I've kind of been tuning into the energies, and I don't have a song for you, so you're the first person to not have an intuitive song, but I'm going to get you a song on camera. So I'm just opening up my Spotify. I'm just going to be a second, actually, it's a bit noisy. I'm going to shut the window and just shout to my kids. 1 second. There we go. My own daughter was home from school, so I was just giving her a hug. So here we go. Yeah, let's get you a song on camera then. So I don't know why my tablet's upside down, but it is. So can I get a song, please, for Leo's reading today? We're reading for Friday, but whenever it gets you, it's meant to find you at that time. So the best song that's going to help us understand Leo's reading, please. What's going on for Leo this week? Afraid to Fall by Tayla Parx. Okay, I just had to pause while the adverts play. So, I love this little. It's like what is it? What does he call it when it's between songs? It's like a mini song. So are we in love yet? Are we still making our minds up? Either way, it's fine. I'm just trying to read the signs. Is it love yet? Since we started picking favourites, things got complicated. I'll be the one to say it. Is it love yet? I'm sure it doesn't take this long. Or maybe we took too long to ask the right questions. Is it love yet? Or two hearts on vacation, far too hard, impatient, too tired of waiting. She's so good. She's such a good songwriter. I want to call you mine. By now. You should want to call me yours. If that ain't love, then what is it? About to make some difference. I want to call you mine by now. Because some people only find one in a whole lifetime. The rest are just too afraid to fall or making up their minds. So I figured I would take the straightforward way this time and tell you that I'm not afraid to fall or call somebody mine. So it's about being fearless in love, about taking the risk to tell someone how you feel. A lot of people are busy making up their minds, trying to read the signs, not quite sure, afraid to take the risk, the leap of faith. But she's saying, I'm not going to miss out on the chance for love, is the way that comes through for me. So yeah, put yourself out there, Leo. Go get him, tiger. Let's see what else you get. It could be that, it could be something else. It could just be some confusion about the intentions of somebody else, or just feeling like you're ready for love. Come to the edge though. Oh, look at that. Maybe about to take a leap of faith, about to tell someone how you feel, possibly. So let's go. Can I get a card, please, for Leo's reading for Friday? What's going on, please, for Leo for Friday? Leo for Friday, please. Oh, no. Leo, no. Co-create there on the bottom as well. Does someone have those exact two cards? Somebody else had orphaned. I can't remember which sign it was now. I'm just trying to read the signs, but you know, things get complicated. It gets a bit mixed up. It's hard to remember which sign got which message. So the orphan card is kind of that ugly duckling energy for me. It's somebody who feels a bit left out, a bit like socially excluded. Somebody, I'm getting abandonment issues from this one. So it could be somebody who finds it hard to make attachments to people. Somebody who does find it quite hard to read social cues, perhaps. Yeah, just feeling a little bit like always on the sidelines and never part of the main group, possibly. Feeling like you've not quite found your place in life. Feeling like you've not quite found your soul tribe yet. Yeah, or just feeling a little bit abandoned. I am getting abandonment issues or attachment issues where it's like finding it difficult. You know, sometimes it can be from past trauma or from childhood wounding, or, you know, parents who are overly fussy or overly neglectful. You know, they don't let you stand on your own 2 feet, or, you know, they're not there for you. You know, all these different things that can mess a person up, right? So it could be that something's happened in your life where you maybe find it hard to trust. Maybe you don't feel worthy of love. Maybe you don't feel like, maybe you have put yourself out there in the past and you've told people how you feel and they've rejected you, or even worse, they've laughed at you or made fun of you, and it's kind of like injured your ability to hope. You know, you don't feel able to be brave and tell people how much you care about them, because what if they don't feel the same way? Yeah, so strong attachment issues, abandonment issues. Not great energy there. Okay, let's keep going here. It's telling you to co-create. That tells me kind of to manifest, you have to be able to think positively. You have to be able to take the risks, I guess. So can I get another energy, please, for Leo's reading for Friday? Oh, you got the zebra in reverse. That's interesting. Now, I didn't say it for the other person, but I got a little mini message as I was tidying up the cards, and I wonder if it's for you. So I'll tell you the message that I got, and you can take it if it resonates or leave it if it doesn't. But I was shuffling the cards and the unicorn flipped out and went upside down. And then the zebra came out in this position in the upright. And what that told me, because they're both horses, right? Unicorns and zebras, both is kind of like a variation on a horse. So that was telling me that things may not be, if you've got some kind of fantasy about who a person is or what your life could be, that was telling me give up on the fantasy, because what you're going to get, it might not be what you envisioned, but it's going to be really interesting and really unique and really fun, and it's going to have a value, right? It's going to be different from what you expected, was the message that was coming through from that. So it's almost like it's the reverse. It's like you thought something was one thing, you were seeing something in black and white, but maybe it's, you know, especially with that kind of thing on its head, maybe you're going to get the unicorn. Maybe you're going to get the thing that you didn't believe was possible. It's not just a zebra after all. If I'm going to read it on its own without having that prior message from between readings, the cards that came out there, for others of you, the zebra talks to me, it's Aquarian energy. It talks about being authentic, really letting your true colours show, really kind of standing out from the crowd and being an individual, being aware that your personality, your soul is a very unique thumbprint. You can see it's almost like a thumbprint, and kind of really letting yourself stand out from the crowd, letting yourself be different, letting yourself be authentic, because with it being in the reverse, this is telling me that perhaps you're not being your authentic self. You're wearing a mask. You're hiding your true self. And so this is why you have this orphaned energy. This is why you don't fit in. Because if you think of the ugly duckling, right? It wasn't a duckling. It was it was a swan. It was better than a duck. It was bigger, it was more beautiful. Interesting again with that white, the white fur, the white of the horse on the sun card. My heart just flipped over there. Maybe somebody's made fun of you for your ears at some point in your life. Maybe you've got like sticky out or prominent ears. So this is saying the ugly duckling, right, the swan, the baby swan, she didn't fit in with the ducks because she wasn't a duck. And when she realized how beautiful she really was and how unique she was and how when she embraced who she truly was, then she found the people who matched her vibration. Then she found the other swans. So this is saying, why are you wearing a mask? Like, look, literally, she's wearing a mask. Why are you wearing a mask? Why are you pretending to be something you're not so that you can fit in with the crowd when that's not your crowd? Like, you're not going to find, you know, if you've always felt like you're on the sidelines, it's because you're trying to be something you're not, you know, and people can sense that in authenticity, right? People don't trust you because you're not being your true self. You know, they can tell that you're hiding things or that you're trying too hard, or, you know, it puts people off. So when you're authentic, you're going to be able to co-create with people who match you, right? Other people who like you for who you are. Stop trying to impress the people that want you to wear a false mask, because they're not really the people that you need in your life. The people that you're looking for, the people who are going to make you feel loved for who you are, you have to show them who you really are, right? They can't love you for who you really are if you're wearing a mask. So, right, okay, let's keep going. Like, yeah, it strongly, I'm getting, be yourself, be authentic, don't be afraid, right? Don't be afraid to fall. Right, okay, so maybe you're trying to impress someone in love and you're trying to think, oh, do you know, I want to impress that guy, and he's always gone out with like blonde women with, you know, big boobs who are 6 foot tall. You know, he clearly likes blonde women who have big boobs and are 6 foot tall. I'm going to start wearing high heels. Maybe I need to get false boobs or a padded bra. Maybe I need to dye my hair blonde because that's what he likes. You know, it's like, do you really want to be something you're not in order to get somebody to love you? Or do you want to be yourself and like however you are and take off those shoes that hurt you and like, you know, think, oh, you know, I like not having big boobs, I can wear whichever kind of top I want, you know, I can wear these strappy tops. Sorry, I don't know why it's coming through like that, but it's like when you embrace who you are and you're confident in your own skin, maybe that person's going to be like, oh my God, I'm sick of all these girls who are 6 foot tall with blonde hair and big boobs. And they're like, you've walked into my life and you're like so unique and confident. And like, you know, I'm really attracted to that. Maybe he doesn't want that anymore, you know, maybe he's sick of that. It's that's unfair on people with blonde hair and big boobs who are 6 foot tall, but you understand what I'm saying. Maybe it's like, you want to go out with the girl, but she's only ever gone out with guys in glasses. So you're like, well, I've got to start wearing glasses. And it's like, well, maybe she doesn't want to go out with guys with glasses anymore because like it's never worked out for her. Maybe she wants to... Do you see what I'm saying? Right, so in your past emotions, okay, you've got a couple of cards there. The Ace of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords. That's saying to me, you gave up on something before it had even begun. It's like you didn't think it was going to work out because, you know, it never works out for you. So why would you even try? Like, there's no effort going into this because, like, I just know it won't work out. Is how that's coming through. Current emotions, please, for Leo. Current emotions, please, for Leo for Friday. Current emotions, please, for Leo for Friday. Thank you very much. Wanting, there you go, afraid to fall. Wanting to express how you feel about someone. Doesn't have to be romantic. It can be friends, family. Just telling someone you appreciate them. But you're scared of doing it. You can see her arms actually tethered. The Queen of Cups is someone who has a huge amount of love for someone. But she's, in this card... Excuse me, so sorry. In this card, she's being restrained from speaking the truth. Maybe you're scared you'll burp when you talk to this person. Well, everybody burps sometimes, okay? They just have to deal with it. You're going to burp in front of them eventually. You might as well do it at the start of the relationship. The wheel. And it's going to put them at ease as well. If it's like, oh, she burps, like, I don't have to not burp. Like, I don't have to suppress my burps in front of this girl. That's such a breath of fresh air, or not. I don't know. The wheel is turning. Luck is changing. You feel fortunate, you feel a change in the wind, you want to take control of your own life. Okay, I'm just noticing the shape of the window behind her and the wheel, something to do with that. Maybe you just don't feel like it's the right time to express how you feel right now. But you've got deep emotions. The sun, there you go, that's your card. So emotionally, in the future, you're moving to a place where you're very happy, where you do feel authentic, when you do feel free, when you do feel confident in your own skin. The sun card is all about confidence. It can be leadership, happiness, being in the spotlight, not being afraid to be your true self, I think, is what the message is there. So you're moving into a better place, I think. Three of Wands, and making a conscious decision to do so. Right, let's keep going. So what was going on in the past thoughts for Leo, please? Okay, yeah. Oh, look at that. You're being a pessimist, Leo. Come on. Good thing the sunset stone is here to brighten things up a bit. Like, this is what we want from you. The strength card, Leo. Come on. This is such a defeatist attitude. Like, the Ace of Pentacles into the Ten of Swords. That's like, it really is like. And the death card as well. You think that you don't deserve this opportunity. You're seeing the worst case scenario before you've even got this thing off the ground, whatever it is. You just, it's really pessimistic is how it's coming through. The death card in your thoughts, it's like, yeah, you're just thinking about everything going wrong before you've even given it a shot, is the way it's coming through. Let's clarify though. Clarify that why that death card is there in Leo's thoughts. Ace of Pentacles, yeah. You think it's over before it's even begun. Like, you're not even giving something a chance, you're not even giving something an opportunity. It's like, oh, I'm frustrated with you, Leo. I really am. I'm sorry, but I am. Okay, Queen of Cups, and you're probably frustrated with yourself. It's like, it's such a negative attitude. Oh my God, look at that, Five of Cups. Oh my goodness, this is talking to me about, you know, there's things that I said disappointed you in the past, the things that didn't work out in the past, the things that left you feeling a bit brokenhearted, that sense of disappointment. And she's looking at those two cups that are standing like in the future, and she's almost like normally what I get from this card is like, I'm happy about it because she's turned her back on the past and she's looking towards the future. But she's still got this sense of like trying to protect herself. Her eyes are actually closed, which I've never noticed before. Sorry about the boobs there. Boobs! It's just like, it's giving me Four of Cups energy. It's like, you're going to miss an opportunity. But it's like you're more aware than the Four of Cups. It's like, it feels like talking yourself out of something. It feels like you've got like imposter syndrome or like abandonment issues or something, when it's like, I can't tell people how I feel. I can't go for that opportunity because it's not going to work out, because it never worked out in the past. Tell me. Okay, fine. Tell me what you want to tell me. I'll just shut up. Six of Cups. Yeah, a lot of thinking about the past here. A lot of nostalgia for the past. Thinking about childhood. You could need to work on childhood wounding. In your future thoughts, you are trying to... I think you're trying to balance out your expectations here. And I think you are prepared to put work into something. But you want to take things quite slow and steady. The Seven of Pentacles, it's like the Knight of Pentacles energy for me. It's like knowing that good things take time and good things take hard work and a sense of commitment. You need to put the work into something, but you can see that he's not really working. He's kind of leaning on that staff. So again, I do get a sense of you. It's almost like trying to make your mind up, or trying to balance out, getting you balancing out your expectations, because this is mental. Mentally, but emotionally, you've got the Sun card. Emotionally, you're gaining confidence. Emotionally, you're gaining confidence, but your thoughts are still holding you back a bit here. But it could be that you're preparing to do something, but it's taking you a lot of... the problem is your thoughts. Emotionally, you're ready. Your thoughts are, what are they trying to give me? Your thoughts are like maturing. You know, your thoughts are in the worst position here. I think it's mentally blocking your emotions. Your emotions are looking better. You know, the Queen of Cups and the Sun card here, the Wheel of Fortune. Emotionally, you're more mature here. You're more prepared. But your thoughts are holding you back. Yeah, I feel like mentally talking yourself out of things, or mentally fearing the worst. I think you need to trust your gut. I think you need to trust your emotions, trust your gut, and kind of almost like take your thoughts out of the equation, because it's like self-defeating before you've even begun. So what's going on here, please, in the past in Leo's action space? Leo's action space in the past, please. This tried to hide, yeah. Doing a lot of thinking here, but it's immature. I'm going to be honest with you. The pages are immature. I feel like there's something to do with childhood that has affected your mental process when new opportunities come up. It's like you think yourself out of things before they've even begun, is what's coming through. The pages, it's like swords are about mental, like, brain power and or communication, but the sword's pointing down, so you are not communicating something here. Absolutely not communicating. You don't feel ready to communicate something in your past. So you're trying to gather information. You could be watching somebody online. Are they single? Are they not single? You know, what are they doing in the posts? You know, are they happy? Like, you're trying to figure someone out, but it does feel a bit immature. My tummy's rumbling. Maybe I need to go and get some dinner. But I don't like this Ace of Pentacles into endings. Like, this sucks. This is like, it's like you're not even giving it a shot. So I hope this is in the distant past. I hope we're going to get some better cards here. I'm sorry, I don't mean to give you a hard time, but I'd have to tell you what's coming through the cards. It's my job, right? I don't know what's going to come through the cards. I'm not controlling what comes out. I'm giving you the message that are coming through from some kind of higher source. So it's not me giving you a hard time personally, Leo. You know, Leo is a sign about confidence, and I'm not trying to knock your confidence or give you a hard time or tell you that you're immature. I'm not being mean to you. I'm trying to help you by giving you the messages that are coming through. So if you feel like this is resonating, if this is touching a nerve, please understand that I'm trying to help you recognize that you may have something going on. It could stem from childhood, where you could have something like imposter syndrome or attachment issues, or this is like a self-defeating attitude, right? I'm trying to help you, because these are really nice opportunities here that you're missing out on because you're not even giving them a shot. So I am on your side, is what I want to say. And you've got this beautiful, like, Queen of Cups here in your emotions, in your current emotions. The timing's right, the wheel says. You've got such beautiful energy, and you deserve love. You know, you deserve to have that love reciprocated, and you don't deserve to be tethered. No. Current action space, please, for Leo. Current action space for Leo, please. You've got the Hermit and the Ten of Pentacles. So you could be really focused on work right now, finances. You definitely... it feels like you're flying solo. You're kind of withdrawing from the world. It's almost like you're going, I'm better off on my own. I'm better off on my own. I don't want to share my wealth with anyone else. Or, you know, I'm too busy working right now. I can't tell someone how I feel because I'm too busy working. Or I've got to take care of my house and home. It feels like you're using work or finances or material things as an excuse to to be alone. Or it's just not the right time. I've got work commitments. You know, I'd love to ask that person out on a date, but I've got to sort this thing out with my house. And it's because you're avoiding, because you're scared of the person saying no, quite frankly. It's because you're scared of failing, because it'll hurt your confidence, right? It'll put you back into that childlike energy again. If you put yourself out there and that person says no, then you're going to feel like a fool. But what is that? What is that about you that's... Why does that hurt so much? Why can't you just shrug that off? Why, you know, what is it from... You could be looking at your childhood, from things that happened in the past. Like, why does that hurt you so badly? Why are you so scared of taking that risk? Because you're just keeping yourself alone. They're giving me, it's better to have tried and failed than... It's like they're giving me, it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. But it's like, it's better to have tried and failed than to never have tried at all. You know, he who dares wins. Fortune favours the bold. Fortune and love favour the bold, according to Ovid. So if you never try, you'll never know. Oh God, they're giving me all sorts now. Now they're giving me Coldplay. Future action space, please. There you go, happiness. So you're working on this. You are working on this with that Seven of Pentacles. You're finding balance. Weighing things up, finding balance, moving forward. It's very slow though. We've got a turtle on this card. Very, very slow. But really good here emotionally. Emotionally, it's like looking forward, looking to the brighter day. Shush, tummy. It's not your time. Having hope in the future, working on those issues. I'm so sorry. My tummy's really growling at me. I must have a lion in my tummy, right, Leo? Maybe you've got a lion-like hunger. I'm not sure. So in the future, though, Nine of Cups, this is wish fulfillment. This is like dreams coming true. I'm just noticing there is a mouse on this card, which I didn't mention, but there's these two little mice up here looking into this cup. Just, I don't know. I don't know why I'm being drawn to them, but I am. It's like that mouse just wants to jump into that cup. So yeah, being good on your own. You figured out the Nine of Cups is actually really, really good in your future action space, because this is you, because you have done a bit of soul searching here. There's definite progression here. Things get better as you move on. This is like not even giving it a chance. This is like considering giving it a chance, but still being a little bit like, oh, I'm a bit scared. And then this is like preparing to give it a chance, because the Nine of Cups shows me that you've worked on those abandonment issues, that you've worked on those, or you will have done. It may be that you need to go out and speak to a counsellor or something, you know, or just do that work where you figure out what's holding you back. You know, what is that tether for you? So yeah, this says, I'm not codependent. I don't need anyone else to make me happy. I've found that inner happiness. I know that I'm good no matter what I do. So when you get into the Nine of Cups energy, it gets you into a position where, you know, you're having a good time. You're very confident, you know, in your emotions. You're very, very confident. You're going out, having fun, looking really good on your own, being genuinely, this is like being genuinely happy, but on your own. So when you get to the Nine of Cups energy and you find someone else who's also in Nine of Cups energy, you can come together and have that Ten of Cups or the Sun in your reality, because you're not codependent, you're not needy, you're not clingy, you don't need the other person to constantly pick you up and tell you, oh, you're so awesome. It's like, I know I'm awesome. I know I'm awesome. I'm a Leo. I'm the best. Praise me, baby. So yeah, this is like being good and being ready to have a relationship with somebody. You can see here she's holding back. She's not expressing her love. Here he's got that cup held high. He's like proud to say, I feel love for people. I have emotions. It's not suppressing and hiding emotions anymore. It's being like, I'm happy that I have the ability to love. Do you know what? I love that person, and if they don't love me, that's absolutely fine, because I'm happy that I'm able to express love, and I'm happy that I'm able to tell that person how I feel. And if they don't want me, that's absolutely fine. I still have a lot of appreciation for them, and I'm not ashamed of that. Why should I be embarrassed or ashamed about loving people? right? Why should I feel embarrassed or ashamed about telling someone that I think they're an awesome person? You shouldn't. I feel like it's something from childhood where, you know, maybe somebody made fun of you. You know, you fell in love with a certain pop star and it wasn't the right pop star because everybody else liked this other pop star and they were like, ooh, you're weird for liking that pop star. But you know what? You don't all have to like the same person. Otherwise, there'd be literally like, what, one person on Earth and then half the population would be in love with them. And that's just weird. Oh, gold. Right, there we go. Yeah, stop talking yourself out of things. So, it could be that, you know, with the death card twice, it could be that you suffered a loss, especially Six of Cups. It could be in childhood or, you know, the worst thing, it could be involving children. So, you know, a real emotional blow that has prevented you from, because it's like, if I'm afraid to love, because if I love someone that much again and, you know, they're taken away from me, I don't know if I could pick myself up again. It could be that for somebody. You know, I'm really, really, really sorry if that's you. That's hard. That's really hard. It doesn't help, does it, hearing things like it's better to have loved and lost than never have loved at all, because it doesn't acknowledge the pain that happens when you lose it. But I do think there's something about focusing on the good, right? Focusing on the fact that you were able to love, that you had that in your life, and how beautiful it is when you have those happy moments shared with somebody else. You know, imagine having a life where, imagine if your whole life was this. Imagine if your whole life was feeling orphaned, seeing everybody else having these gorgeous relationships and not having that yourself, and then you die, right? Because you never had the confidence to put yourself out there, to risk loving and losing, to risk loving, knowing that you might get rejected or that love might go away one day. I would rather have a life of where I have loved. And do you know what? Grief, I was thinking about this the other day. Grief is always thought of as a negative emotion because there's so much pain associated with it, right? But if you looked at grief as something where it's like, I am in so much pain, I have so much grief because I loved that person so much. Like, grief is a sign of love. You know, it's just, it's sort of beautiful because it shows how much you cared about that person. So I don't know if that's helpful or not, but I hope it is. I hope there's something in there for you, especially if you're healing. All right, let's keep going. A sense of loss, an identity crisis, recognizing that you don't fit in, the need to belong, uncertainty about your place. I'm going to read the oracle message and the relationship message for you. We were all meant to have connections with other people within our families, society, and the larger culture. Shush to me. No man is an island, and it's important to recognize that when being a part of rather than separate from is essential to your well-being. The issue at hand is the need to find where you fit. Be true to your core truths and values. Get that zebra in the upright, right? Let your authenticity shine. There's a rainbow on my book. I'm not going to be able to show you, but because I'd have to move the camera and you'd see the the storage under my bed. But there's a rainbow on my book right now. Yeah, hang on, actually. There you go. Do you see it? Like, I'm not going to be able to show you any better than that, I'm afraid, without flashing my scruffy bedroom. But yeah, there's a rainbow on the book. It was also 3333 on the timestamp. You can go and look that up yourself. I just saw, as I started recording again, 3333 on the timestamp. So do you know what the universe is? They've got your back here with this reading, like a rainbow on the book. That is amazing. What perfect timing, right? Rainbows are to do with healing and hope, and also to do with people who've passed on. So to recognize when being a part of rather than separate from is essential to your well-being. The issue at hand is the need to find where you fit. Be true to your core truths and values. Perhaps you no longer identify with a group or community the way that you did before and need to find a new situation. You might be feeling a deep sense of loss or confusion. Address the need for belonging and know that you will find your place with others of like-minded spirit. It's okay to let go of the pressure to fit in. Not everyone will understand you. It's time to move on. Relationship message. As you shift and evolve and commit to your own growth, you long for support but may be disappointed and hurt by others who are not providing what you feel you deserve. Perhaps you are drifting away from this relationship because you are in a different stage of personal growth. Perhaps you are in a new relationship and discovering the rainbow's back and discovering that you don't share the same values and beliefs, so you feel left out, unable to get to that intimate place of safety and belonging. Take heart, as Spirit knows you and loves you and will steer you in the direction of those who accept you as you are without artifice or agenda. No wonder that zebra's there. It makes perfect sense. Don't compromise yourself to belong. It won't be worth the price. I don't know if it's relevant, but that rainbow to me looks blue, white and red. So American flag, British flag. Who else has blue, white and red flags? I don't know why it looks like a... I don't know why that popped into my head, but it could be for somebody. Right, okay, fabulous. Let's get you a song to close out this reading. And I really genuinely hope this has been helpful for you, because I don't want anyone to feel like this. This is not a good place to be in. But you know what? It did come through for somebody else. So I don't know if that's helpful to you, but perhaps knowing that somebody else got this same message, you know, there are other people out there who feel like that, and they might be looking for somebody just like you, you know? You could be somebody's perfect person. You could be each other's ugly ducklings, you know, each other's swans. No, you know, now that you know that I've been listening to the sound of dance pop and James Bond's songs. Right, okay. So for the people who this reading is resonating with, the people who feel like a connection to this reading, what is the best song you could possibly play for them right now? What do they really, really need to hear? Waste My Youth by GALXARA. Okay, I can't remember the lyrics, but I'm going to go and look up that song, or listen to it off camera when I finish the reading. Maybe you can as well. Listen to it, see if there's a video for it, look up the lyrics, anything that jumps out of you, whatever it provokes in you, there's a reason for that. It could be trying to tell you something, right? Maybe you feel like you're a starseed. Maybe you feel like you've wasted your youth. Maybe you feel like you've wasted your youth by being inauthentic and not being true to yourself, and now it's time for a change. I don't know, it could be anything, right? So whatever that makes you feel, you're meant to be feeling it, right? There's a reason for it. It's trying to tell you something. So right, okay, I hope that was helpful to you. Leave me a like if you like. I'm gonna go and do something about my grumbly tummy. And yeah, leave me a comment if anything particularly resonated. Please subscribe. I am almost at 200 subscribers, which is really exciting to me. Not that I'm counting numbers, but it's nice to see that my channel is growing. It's nice to feel like what I'm doing has meaning. So it's really helpful to me when I see the channel doing well. It makes me feel like I'm doing it for a reason, right? So I really appreciate everybody who's coming to the reading today. And yeah, if you want to come in as a stealth watcher though and not subscribe or not like, I totally understand that as well. Like, I do that too sometimes. Sometimes things get a bit personal and we don't want to kind of advertise to everybody else that we're dealing with that. So I understand that. Right, take care. I'll see you again soon. Love you lots, Leo. Go and be that vibrant, confident, weirdo self that I know and love. All right, go and be the best ugly duckling out there. I'm not calling you ugly, I'm just messing around. But yeah, just somebody's gonna love you for who you really are. And yeah, hold on to them, tell them how you feel. Take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.